Alright. I'm gonna try this one more time. There is, in fact, thunderstorm outside, though, that I didn't realize was happening today. Yes, it had to. So, yeah, we're starting off already doing terrible. What the heck? I just did 2 internet tests. They were doing fine. Why? Why can I not catch a fucking break? Okay. Let me open the game. See if this lasts. At least the queue ain't too bad. Just trying to. Yeah. Just my fucking luck. A thunderstorm had to strike up right when we were getting underway. Alright. Hopefully the storm does not knock out the signal again. I don't know why our internet around here is so weak and pathetic that a storm not even hitting a power pole isn't. I don't know. It didn't even hit anything. It just happens to be thundering out there, and boom, our internet went out. Good to know. All right. Anyway, let's get back underway with Viper while we still have a signal to work with here. Alright, we already read all that. There the big lizard. It went after traders carrying Taylor's materials. Bolts of cloth and whatnot don't sound none too appetizing to me. So, I'm guessing it's the merchants themselves the beast had its eye on. Most predators use their sense of smell to pick out their meals. Scents carry on the wind. So you gotta consider the positions of the rocks and plants to determine how the air tends to flow through an area. Ain't too hard to deduce where the critter made its lair after you've done all that. Man and a hamster got scared of the thunder. Good of explanation as any, I guess. Yep, that's a biggin. Mean looking too. Must be wreaking havoc on the food chain. Never mind the danger it poses to locals. Well, it's how to do what a viper does best. Well, that was fancy. I need to see the color of the energy again, but it reminded me of the spectral abilities of like the Reaper. Asmogan's back. And then... Oh. That's that. So you like the show? Don't play coy, I can see you're intrigued. But before I spill all my secrets, I got a question for you. Ever heard of a Tyrol Vidral? Yep. Thought not. Well, they're a rare breed of beast that wields all kinds of powers they got no right having. A threat to every other living thing that has the temerity to breathe in their vicinity. Because of their long lifespans and unnatural abilities, they were dubbed the Tyrants of Tyrol. That's more or less what the name means. Anyway, someone's got to hunt the Tyrol Vidral, and that someone is us, the Vipers. Oh, so the Vipers are beast hunters. You know, I've met a fair few adventurers during my time here, but I can tell you're a cut above the rest. Might even have what it takes to be a Viper. If you're interested, I could teach you, on one condition. You'll have me hunt down a Tyrol Vidral that's made its way to Eorzea. What do you say? Ha! Hell of a thing to ask out of the blue, I know. Just think on it some, will ya? Let's head on back to Ul'dah and tell the Weaver fella we're square. The journey will give you time to consider my offer. In your experience thus far, Vipers are AoE farmers. They farm them with their faces, then fall off of things. Really? Okay. I will find out what you mean. Okay. There's E3. Been a hot minute since I was in Ul'dah. Your job breeds derp actions of players. As a surprise, Reaper when Reaper dropped with Endwalker, oh, I remember so many people misfiring the teleport forward, teleport back. Alright, skill. Okay. Ah, you got new threads. Fancy. I just gave our Weaver friend the good news, and he handed over this set of fancy duds. As promised, gotta say, it was worth the trouble. So, about my offer. You ready to become a Viper and protect folks from the nastiest beasts that ever lived? Yep. A mighty fine answer. I'll make a Viper out of make a Viper out of you. Just see if I don't. First order of business, let me give you this here soul crystal. It contains knowledge of our fighting arts, passed down since ancient times from one generation of Vipers to the next. Assuming you got the knack for it, our skills can be yours too. I've also got a fresh set of Viper gear for you. The Weavers Guild wanted to thank you for overseeing our hunt earlier, so they made you your very own outfit. Guess that fella took your measurements by eye or something. Oh, and the blades are a couple of spares I had handy. Try it all on for size, and let me get a look at you while you're done. While you're at it. Hello. Tongue-tied. Alright, we got new class, new threads. We're looking snazzy. Snazzy, snazzy. Alright, bada boom. Bada boom, boom, boom. Whoops. Alright. Pressing buttons here. Alright, let us switch. That's what I was trying to do. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's not the... You don't switch it with the soul crystal, you have to do it with a weapon. Ah! I'm naked! What? Didn't he give me new threads? Or was it in a box? And now the box is lost in my inventory. Cover your shame. I have no shame. Wait, there it is. I think. Was that it? Yeah, it's gotta be. I don't remember having a set like that. So we get the hell rid of that. No, I don't want to say. Ah, great. I have to Damn it. Now I gotta figure out what the 1, 2, 3 is. This is always the downside of unlocking a new class, is fucking around with the action bar. Alright, so Steel Fangs is the 1. Dread Fangs is the 2. Alright, that's... Okay. Nope, there we go. So that's the 1, 2, 3. Still. Let's use that. What's in the box? Okay. Dread Mod. Does an attack with a potency of 80 to all nearby enemies. I'm assuming it's paired with Steel Maw. Serpent's Tail changes to Death Rattle or Last Slash when requirements for execution are met. Okay. I'm just gonna put that in T's till I figure out how that fits in rotation. Delivers okay, so Dread Winder. Delivers an attack with a potency of 450 additional effect. Afflicts target with Noxious Gnash. Noxious Gnash effect. Increases damage you deal target. Okay, so this is a DOT. Well, it's not DOT. It's a buff onto my attacks. Okay, actually, now I'm going to put that in T then. Put Serpent's Tail in X. Hunter's Coil. There was an attack with a potency of 500. 550 when executed from target's flank. Okay, I'm not sure how that will fit into rotation either, so put it in Shift E for now. Swift Skin's Coil. There was an attack. Okay. Oh, so that's another 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let me do this. Put that 1, 3. Put that. Shift E. Shift Q and Shift D. Okay. What's this one? Changes to twin blade thresh, requirements execution. Okay. I'm gonna keep that at tab because that'll probably be important to rotate. There we go. Alright, so that's all set. Let me do the first mission attached to this. Basically, we're gonna do Viper all the way up to the point where there's like the first level cutoff, and then we're gonna start Dawntrail, and then we'll pick Viper back up after the fact. Well, you sure look the part, but do you feel anything from the soul crystal? I look like his little brother. It's like, I gotta drag her on this little snot-nosed brat. I knew it. Sounds like you got what it takes to be a Viper. But the only way to know for sure is to put them new skills to the test. For that, we'll need prey. For what I hear, you adventurers have got your own guild. So I'm guessing the folks there will know the best spots for hunting. Let's go see what they can tell us. Lead the way, oh leather jacket man. Wait, what? I swear. The Final Fantasy 14 community can be split into two groups. Those who play Mikote and those who play, Sorry, those who play Mikote and Viera, and then everybody else. Wait, why am I following the cat person? Where am I going? No, I was going the right direction. I probably should have used the etherite. Oh well. Is there a chasing her tail? Was I? I think I was just following her because she was moving. For thanks. My own audience loves me so much. You're a perv. Thanks. Benefit of the doubt? Non-existent. Okay. I gather information outside the quicksand. Outside the quicksand. Okay. Knowledgeable adventurer. Alright, hello my good sir. If you're after deadly predators, try Spineless Basin. Lately there have been sightings of heretofore unknown species. Those that slaughter anything that moves, including travelers. What's worse, they work in packs. Even the adventurers hired to cull them ended up meeting a sticky end. Got a lead already? Maybe there's something to this whole asking around thing after all. Crazy. Critters not from around these parts, you say? Either they got chased out of their usual habitat, or they were brung here. Either way, that's bad news, for folks unfortunate enough to cross paths with them. The hunting of Tyrol Vidrol is a Viper's most important duty. But that doesn't mean we turn a blind eye to lesser threats. Next stop, Spineless Basin. Yeah, so Vipers are just monster hunters. Alright, heading right out the city. Yeah, I tease you and I'm not serious, so shut it. Yes, ma'am. Oh my god, it's a sprout! Oh, damn. What? Never mind, we're Darth Maul. Come, Qui-Gon, I shall stab you in the midriff. Somehow you will die, but no one else I stab, or anyone like me stabs someone, will they die. Alright, Keshqua. These here adventurers ran into a whole gaggle of the fiends we're after. They got pretty roughed up, but I saw to their wounds already. Don't you worry. Before we go say hello to other troublemakers, I reckon I ought to teach you about the Viper's dual blades. Our techniques were created for the sole purpose of killing Tural Vijral. Most of them are meaner varieties of things you might encounter in the wild, often with the special powers to boot. To stand a chance against these powerful enemies, our ancestors looked to Vipers for inspiration, always twisting and turning to find the perfect angle of attack to take down bigger prey. 2 blades for the twin fangs of a Viper, to wield in tandem and strike with precision. They can also be combined to a single weapon that weaves and sways like the body of a snake. By switching between these stances, the Viper has the capacity to adapt to any situation. Now, the prey we're after today ain't nowhere near as fearsome as a Tural Vijral, but they'll give you a chance to test out your new skills. Let me know when you're ready. You've learned all Viper actions and traits to level 80. Detailed descriptions can be viewed in Actions and Traits window. Access under character in the menu. Gotcha. Alright, so Q, E, R seem to be a 1, 2, 3, and then Shift E, Shift Q, Shift D are also seemingly, anyway. Yeah. The real challenge is figuring out how X... Twin Fang, Twin Blood, sorry, I should say Serpent's Tail, Twin Blood, and Twin Fang, how those operate. The dedicated EOEs, I think? Pit of Dread. Okay. Yeah, this is going to take some practice. Push comes to shove, I'll have to look up the rotation. The beasts we're chasing supposedly work in packs. My gut tells me there's a whole bunch of them over by that big old tree. Alright. If there are any meaner beasties, they must be biding their time. All I can see here is fodder. Though for practice your new skills, they do fine. I'll stay out of your way and give you a few pointers. Let me know when you're ready. Let's start with the basics. There are 2 stances: Dual Fang and Viper. Dual Fang means wielding your 2 blades separately. Start by using either Steel Fangs or Dread Fangs, then press the attack. To finish the sequence, switch back to Viper and hit him with a death rattle. After using Dual Fang weapon skills, Steel Fang or Dread Fangs, their icons will automatically change to the next action in the combo. While performing a second, then a third attack in the combo, you will gain access to the Viper stance action Death Rattle. If you have Serpent's Tail assigned to your hotbar, the icon will automatically change to Death Rattle when it becomes visible. Okay. Wait, which one's Death Rattle? Okay. Wait, what? Oh, that's Death Rattle. Actually, so that seems to be more of the 1, 2, 3 right there. No, that... Okay, so Withering Snap, that's the ranged ability. Okay. This class is very confusing. Oh, really? It doesn't seem like there's a proper 1, 2, 3. It's more like... Yeah, it's more like the abilities themselves lead into a 1, 2, 3 of some kind. So the combo system with these is going to be a bit weird. Time to practice your dual fang techniques. Start with an opener, follow up with a second, then pick one of the 4 finishers. Flank String Strike, Flank's Bane Fang, Hind's Sting Strike, and Hind's Bane Fang. As you can tell by the names, each finisher works best from certain positions. But don't worry about that for now. Just give them all a try. 4 combo enters are Flank String Strike, Flank's Bane Fang, Hind's Sting Strike, and Hind's Bane Fang. Okay. It's a melee dancer. I guess so. Almost like he was telling him to clear out. Okay. I reckon there's a big old bastard waiting in the wings, and now it's sent us a tougher opposition. Like for you, I got just this thing to deal with these lummoxes. Lummus is like them. Alright, well, lay it on me. Alright, now the Viper's stance where you combine your two blades into one to deliver powerful strikes. Perfect for tough opponents. Open with a Dreadwinder, then transition from either... I almost want to give him an Australian accent, but I don't think I could do an Australian accent. It would just sound British. Open with a Dreadwinder. Then transition with either Twin Fang Bite or Twin Blood Bite with Do Fang stance. The Viper stance weapon skill Dreadwinder can be followed by a Hunter's Coil or Swift Skin's Coil. Either of those secondary attacks all allows the use of Dual Fang stance weapon skill Twin Fang Bite and Twin Blood Bite. Alright. Show it what a Viper can do, alright? Hello, big guy. Aren't you pretty? Come on, die, you bastard. This is definitely not a class made for me. But, still early on. Still gotta learn it and get some practice with it. Not bad, not bad at all. Those were just the basics. But your execution was mighty impressive. Since you've proven you won't be a liability, let me tell you about the Tyrol withdrawal we're up against. Flashback time! Alright, lay it on me. We call it Iksuk. Okay. We call it Iksuk. Jmajun. Jmajun. Jmajun? Iksuk Jamun. It's an offshoot of the It's an offshoot of the Brox, a deadly jungle predator, and after a series of mutations, this one's gone huge wings. Worse yet, it's smart as a whip and has a mean streak for a mom wide. After learning of the beast, me and my most promising students set off to slay it. Facing it head-on seemed like suicide, so we laid an ambush. Almost worked too. Almost. Right, student that tragically died. "5 years, one like, shame upon y'all." I agree, but maybe they like living with shame. Who knows? We thought we had subdued and made our approach to deliver the killing blow, but we'd underestimated the fiend's cunning nature. When we got close, it lashed out, lightning quick before taking to the skies. I cradled my brother in arms as he breathed his last. Revenge is all I've been able to think about ever since. I traveled the length and breadth of Tyrol looking for that beast, with nothing to show for it but a half-dozen pairs of ruined boots. With each passing day I grew more and more desperate. That was until I met some folks who'd crossed the salt on a trade ship from Uldar. They claimed they'd seen a huge winged creature flying eastward over the ocean. Knowing how clever Iksuk Jmajun is, I reckoned it gone in search of new hunting grounds, somewhere without an established threat like us vipers. So I brought passage on a ship, and here I am. Little did I know, Eorzea would be damn near as big as Tyrol. I'm a fish out of water, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Or that I'm gonna need all the help I can get. That's where you come in. With you on my side, I might just stand a chance of avenging my fallen comrade. What do you say? I got you, homie. Thanks, that means a lot. Let's get back to Uldar and see if we can't find some clues as to Iksuk Jmajun's whereabouts. Fuck this name. Fuck that name. Fuck it. Oh my god. Why? Alright, steps to Uldar. They had to pick a name cartoonishly hard to say. Iksuk Jmajun. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. I'm probably saying it wrong. The heck, people. The heck. Alright. So they're gonna get worse? I know. As you saw at the Weavers Guild, chatting up folks ain't my strong suit. If you're happy to take the lead, I'm happy to follow. At least for now. Think you could ask the locals if they've spotted any strange creatures flying around? That's me, I'll study your technique. See if you can't brush up on my social graces and whatnot. Keshua is now accompanying you. Keep him at your side in order to proceed with the quest objectives. You can leave Keshua behind by entering a different area or by speaking with him and selecting an option to part ways. If you wish to have Keshkwa accompany you again, return and speak with him in the original location. Okay, yeah, we already know about that. You're doing a fresh up course. Hello, Rand. Yeah, the names suck, but the tacos are good. Flying Beast. Well, yes, of late we've had. I'm doing everyone like a Cockney British. A flying beast. Why, yes. Of late, we've had sightings of such a creature. More and more each day. We're looking into it ourselves, but there have been no reported attacks. Nor can I provide a more detailed description. As such, I can't say if it's the same one you're after. Thank you, Rand. Discuss the hunt. Yeah, when I was on a ship here, I heard about this hunt your local companies seem to be running. We've got a system like that back in Tyrol too, mainly for dealing with the Tyrol Vidrol. Naturally, the bulk of work was handled by Vipers. But ever since the Dawn Servant came to power, the scope's been expanded to cover a wider range of threats. These days, pretty much anyone can take on jobs, and there's no shortage of them all over. If you're ever in Tyrol, maybe you ought to give it a try. Note to self. Whole lot of people here. We got cities of our own back in Tyrol, but this is something else. You know, to become a Viper, traditionally you've got to live in this remote village in the mountains, where you learn all you can about habits of various beasts. Ain't much else to do out there, so any time you get to yourself, you're expected to spend honing your skills. Once training's done, you're free to roam where you please. There ain't many Tyrol Vidrol that need hunting, but they can spring up pretty much anywhere in Tyrol, so many say it's good to keep on the move. Me, though, I chose to stick around even after I finished my training. Gave me a chance to work on my swordsmanship. And instead of going out looking for work, folks came straight to us asking for help. That's how I got complacent and fell into the habit of letting my elders and students do all the talking and negotiating with outsiders. Even my passage here was arranged by an acquaintance. Keshkwa, I think you're a little too reliant on other people to do all your socializing for you. Just a little bit. What? A winged creature? Oh, well, I've only heard the rumors. They say it was a... Is this a girl or a boy? It's a Lalafell. They say it was it has a dozen faces, ringed with red, wriggling tentacles, and it shoots beams of light from its eyes. Of course, it's all too common for those with more money than sense to bring in bizarre species from distant lands. And the trouble with rumors is that they grow ever more fanciful with each retelling. Well, damned if I know how you did it, but you and your silver tongue got useful information out of folks. Even if none of it amounted to a solid lead, the knowledge of the FFXIV hasn't kicked... Fuck me, man. The worst part is, y'all don't have to read this shit out loud. I'm streaming it. I have to read this shit out loud to cater to my audiences. So, when I have to read 14 times in a row, FFXIV, and read that shit, I feel like I'm losing my mind. I feel like some blood should be trickling down my nose as I'm trying to process these words. Hasn't kicked up a proper fuss yet. It's a clue all in itself. I reckon it's taking its time to get to the lie of the land. Having only just arrived here. Alright, now I've seen a master at work, I'm gonna try my hand at talking to the locals. Now, don't get ahead of yourself. The best way is to learn by doing. For the most part. Couldn't agree more. Besides, I'll face meeting foes and a few tight-lipped city folk. And if I make a fool of myself, so what? I'll just ask someone else. And it just so happens I brought with me a whole bunch of herbs and knickknacks. Okay. I thought it said knickknacks, and I was very confused. Knickknacks from back home that I can sell to keep myself fed. It might take a while to find any sort of leads, but at least I can get by for the time being. Oh? So those are the ones who slew my pets, interlopers, on the hunt for my next darling prize. Do they know? Why am I also doing the same accent for her? I really gotta diversify. I do the not so great British accent every time. Little did they know, it's lost interest in Tannelan. Heh, just as well. Its fickle nature may yet bring us greater delights. I love how, though, when British doesn't work out, I switch to Russian. Or a shitty Russian. Alright. I'll be doing my damnedest to get more information. Might take a while, though, so come see me later. And don't forget to practice your Viper techniques. Alright, what level does it need next time? 83. Alright. Note to self. Alright, let's switch back to Dark Knight. We're ready. Alright, a new world to explore. The Northern Empty and Old Charlene. We're about to begin our journey, ladies and gentlemen. Into Tyrol. Load. 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 La la load. La la load. What's better than a certain dragoon that never questions a merchant that spends 10,000 for something worth 50? I suppose. All right. MSQ. Alright, the Baldestin Annex. I've got my adventuring garb ready to go. I thought everyone else had like a better glam than me. I mean, I like my glam, but that's way more like pirating and, you know, shackle about. Meanwhile, I look like traveling hobo. Oof. Right, new world to explore. Ojika Sunjika has a message for you. Welcome back, Shroud. I just had a word with Erenville. It seems he's managed to secure passage to Tyrol aboard a guild ship vessel. Don't you wait in the main hall while I go and inform your travel companions. It should only take a moment. Thank you. Murder Hobo is generally described. The Warrior of Light shows up, murders everyone's problems. It's the only time Murder Hobo conjures up positivity. Sorry, my eyes are a little... Nah, I don't need to wear like full-on sunglasses. Sorry, but it's just like the little light I used to like light me up for these. I was kind of easing on my eyes a bit. I kind of want to put on sunglasses to help with it, but I look like a douche. Give me your boots, your give me your boots, your keys, your motorcycle. That's a little bit better. I'll leave it off for now. I don't want to look douchey. Alphino. Ojika gave us the good news. We've made ready to set sail at the moment's notice. The only one yet to arrive is Anvil himself. Ah, you're all here. It took some persuasion, but the Gleaner's Guild ship is granted... Why am I giving... Yeah. Granted us places aboard a vessel bound for Toral. There'll be passengers, researchers, and artisans and the like, so we'll need to share deck space. That's fine, Anvil. I doubt anyone expected we'd have a ship all to ourselves. You're not casting off just yet, so if you've had any lingering concerns, now is the time to voice them. I wouldn't call it a concern, but everyone's still clear on what it is we'll be doing in Toral, yes? We've not forgotten. The nation of... fucking names. Tuloliol... Tuliolol... I will get this. By the end of this expansion, I will say this correctly. And then they'll throw us in a brand new location for the next expansion. And then I'll be just as fucking confused. The nation of Tuliolol is in the midst of deciding its next ruler. As your chosen allies, we shall assist you during the rite of succession, and support your bid to become Dawn Servant. In addition to that, Alphino and I have another objective. As part of its reconstruction, Garlemald seeks ways to reconcile and re-engage with its neighbors. By visiting Toral, we hope to learn more about how its myriad cultures interact with one another, how they find common ground, develop stronger ties, and the sort of insights that might help our friends in Ilsabad. Even the healer warrior of lights, walls of lights show up with violence. Yeah. Tuleola. Wait, it's supposed to be pronounced Tuleola? It does not look like it, phonetically speaking, it does not look like it's supposed to be pronounced Tuleola. Tuleola. I need to hear someone say it before I accept that that's supposed to be how it's pronounced. They find common ground, develop stronger ties. Okay. But we'll pursue this goal on our own time. You can be assured that we'll give the contest all due attention. Well, that's all I ask. Otherwise, you're welcome to do as you like. You wanted to find out about your grandfather, right, Cryo? Yes. As far as we could determine from the old missive I found, he had been tasked with investigating the Golden City by your father, the Dawn Servant. Yet oddly enough, we have no record of that investigation in our archives, and nothing to explain the earring which accompanied the letter. Watch saying that fast and it works. Okay. Tuliola. Not Tuliola. Tuleola. Fuck. It's Lee. Well, then you put two E's. You don't put one E. You put one E. Now you're fucking me up on purpose. This is gaslighting. God damn it. Tuliola. My keyboard sucks. Get a bit of keyboard for my sake. I'm kidding. I should much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. Oh, sorry. Thus, for reasons both official and personal, I should very much like to get to the bottom of this mystery. I'm sure there'll be a chance to speak with Papa. Oh, she calls him Papa. I don't know, so little things like that really inform like a character's like relationship between each other. I find it cute. You can get your answers right from the source. I look forward to meeting him. I feel like that's a red flag. I feel like I just saw a death flag. Hopefully I'm wrong. In any case, you're not the only one with an interest in the City of Gold. The Golden City is a children's bedtime story. I imparted this expedition only because the third promise has commanded that I serve as guide. Still playing the part of the stoic servant, I see. What have you? Don't you dare tell me you've changed your mind. Do I look like I am in my traveling attire, madam. I did not put this on for a joke. Hoist sail and let the wind take us as she pleases. We won't make you Dawn servant by standing here and talking about it. I go wheresoever adventure is to be found. Does it look like he has a mind to change? You look at that face and you just hear dial up. What? Head empty, point at enemy. Okay. We'll go with we won't make you a Dawn servant by standing here and talking about it. Huh, a man of action. Right then. If all are still committed to the journey, then I say we make ready to depart. Tally-ho, lads. Tally-ho. What is it? Alrighty then. Eager as they are, the others have already left for the harbor. We're not in danger of missing the boarding call, but perhaps we should be on our way as well. Perhaps. As we're just on the quest for tacos. I mean, I wouldn't say no to tacos right now.
Savoring the moment? I can feel your excitement, your eagerness to explore the unknown.
Well, I'm glad I'm emanating it.
Well, for once, the fate of the world doesn't rest on our shoulders. We might even get a chance to enjoy ourselves.
Don't jinx us, Alize. Please.
Do not be so quick to relax. Oh, Tural may seem but a short sail away on a map. The vast seas between brim with peril. The treacherous waters of Shade's Triangle alone have claimed countless vessels.
Is that their version of the Bermuda Triangle?
Even following the safe route plotted by Admiral Bufiswin herself, this will be no pleasure cruise.
He said that so... I hate it when voice actors are just so good at their job that they actually pronounce things so, like, fluently or fluidly. He said Bluffiswind with, like, perfect, like, no stop, no blah, blah, blah. I guarantee you the voice actor had to do at least 2 takes, so come on.
Perhaps, but my voyage here was uneventful enough. Disappointingly so.
Either way, the two of you have first-hand experience, which will be of great comfort in the days ahead, I'm sure.
Aye, it's nothing new to us.
Okay. That was a bit of a cartoonish back. I love this music in the background. It goes so hard. What the fuck? This this does not feel like casual setting up adventure music. This sounds like let's go hard rock.
All aboard! We're casting off!
It's time. I trust you have everything you need?
Pretty much. On to
And
Taro!
so does our ship cast off from the docks. We sail west, as Cattenram did some 80 years past.
Come on, Fortunal,
Bound for
stop
the
being a
New
dick.
World, known
Wave.
to our children as the continent of Toral.
If she falls in, I'll laugh.
Just wait, Papa. When this contest is said and done, it'll be your daughter who sits the throne. Me, Woklamat.
At least we're traveling in style. I mean, look at that ship. Is adorable? Yeah, I'd agree Woklamat is adorable. She's a cutie. Which is why I'm scared. And again, this is supposed to be the beach episode arc. That's like the common joke, right? So hopefully we won't have any traumatizing deaths of characters this time around.
Smooth sailing so far?
Aye, so far so good. But this sea, she's a fickle one. Calm one moment, blowing a gale the next.
I'll take my rest while I can then.
Is he breaking the fourth wall, or is he looking at somebody right now? I felt like that felt like we're hinting at something here. Well, I'm gonna go take a nap.
We left port what seems an age ago
Alpacas?
now,
What?
and we've seen naught but open water ahead. I knew Toral was far, but it's another thing to really know. Speaking of which, some of our fellow passengers have made this trip before. Several times, in fact.
No?
I was able to learn a few things about Tuliolal and the rite of succession.
See, it's not pronounced that way. You lied to me. it's not pronounced how you put it. It's not Tuliola. It's Tuliolal. You're wrong. Liar. Are we setting up like the new, not new main characters, but like we're setting up like new characters we're gonna be getting to know?
Since we still have a long way to go, why not have a chat with them yourself? I'm sure you have questions of your own.
A few. I don't know, what do you guys think of my glam? Does it look out of place? I really liked it, and I still do. But now thinking back, I probably should have looked
Did you look
for like
out
other
across
things.
these same waters, grandfather?
I was aiming for like unassuming adventurer, but like having like that anime moment where, you know, like he shows himself to be this overpowered badass. I don't know. It's more like to the olol. Yeah, like that's a much better word. Close enough. Close enough. Already? Retired mercenary, burly adventurer.
I see you were in the Russia before. You're great and famous hero. Ah, I've had enough of playing the simpleton.
Oh, okay. There was a time when we took great pains to maintain the deception, but with more of you Eorzeans coming to Thrall, it's becoming practical. Besides, my mercenary days are over. Too many of our warband have fallen, and so we head home to lick our wounds. So they can talk fluently? Okay.
My story? Well, since you asked, I wanted to retrace the historic journey of the great Kitten Ram. You know, the first Eorzean to set foot on Tyrol almost 80 years ago.
The Mamulja's leader. Is it weird to me that Mamulja now seems like a normal word compared to Tuliolol? Or God forbid the freaking name of the... I've already forgotten the name of it. Suk. I've already forgotten it. My brain can't retain it. The viper creature they're looking for. The Mulja's leader is said to have welcomed Kitten Ram with open arms, and sent him home with a bounty of silverware as a token of their friendship. But the real treasure was the crops he... Did the stream die? Did that happen as well? No, at least that's not dead. Okay, silver lining. Let's try and reconnect. This is going to be an ongoing issue, isn't it? I feel if I typed it out, he said I was lying about how it's spelled. Wait, do you think I was genuinely... Zara, come on. I was teasing you earlier. I apologize if that if I came off as genuinely like offended or anything. Are you anywhere? Okay. I'm making sure. I may type it out. I'm it depends. Like, how ridiculous is it spelled? Hold on, let me put on my glasses. My actual glasses, because I do not believe that spelling. Iukatumu? Iukatumu. Iukatumu. That's how it looks like it's supposed to be said. Iukatumu. I'm calling it now. When it came to writing the names of stuff in Tyrol, they just threw it through an AI word randomizer. These are names that don't feel real. They don't feel like they were come up with somebody. That's the closest I can get to how I think that someone rolled their face on the keyboard. I would believe that. Like these they feel too random. Okay, well, Burly Adventure. My story? Well, blah, blah, blah. But the real treasure was the crops he brought back. Potatoes, tomatoes, and corn, which spread across Eorzea like wildfire. His grand adventure led to a culinary revolution. The tales say Kitten Ram returned to Tyrol several times after that. But his ship vanished during his last recorded voyage, and he was never heard from again. That even a seasoned explorer like him could meet such an end is testimony to the ocean's peril. Indeed. Oh, adventurer, I presume? I'm a merchant myself, based in Rulda. Specialty imports and exports, Eorzea and Thorali both. If this is your first crossing the salt, as they say, do remember that the social mores of Eorzea are not necessarily the same as those over yonder. Consider this. It is not uncommon for the various races to be referred to instead by the names of certain clans. For the Mikote, the Hetsaro. Fuck me, they even renamed all of what we know. They did this to me again. This is the second time they've done this to us. The Hetsaro, the Hrothgar, the Jibral. Jibral? We're gonna go with Jibral. Not because every member of a given clan is the same race, mind, because many individuals of said race are associated with the clan. A fair assumption in certain cases, but take care not to give offense. What are hires called? I want to know now. Did you want to make a wager? We're taking bets on who will be sat next in the Dawn servant's shiny chair. There are 4 claimants to the right of succession, your young Wooklamat being one of them, of course. But from what our Marmurja bloke was telling us, the other 3 are all strong contenders. Not too many keen to risk their coin on the 3rd promise. Fonjetane? Oh, this will be my first visit to Tyrol. Fonjetain's the name. I was working in Eshtem's Aesthetics in Uldar, you see, but my employment with them came to an end. That's why I visited Charlian in the hopes of starting over. While I was attempting, and failing, to find a new job, I seized the chance to board this vessel when I overheard room for another passenger had suddenly opened up. I'm told that the Dawn Servant welcomes all, regardless of origin. And so, Tuliolol. I did it. I did it, I said it! Without stuttering. I'm giving myself one of these. Seemed like the perfect place to begin anew. Hopefully things will be better this time. I wonder why he got fired. Because I just gave them a nickname? What? But Wuklamat brought the Godslayer with her. I'd bet on her any day. Godslayer, traveler, first to live to the end of the universe and kill that thing at the end. Kyle! Many titles. Titles. Did you learn anything of interest? Oh, I hadn't heard that about the clan names. We should have Wuklamat and Eredil teach us the ones we should know. Actually, it's getting a little chilly up here on deck. Let's all gather in the cabin. Soon as we do, frickin' Cthulhu comes for our asses. So we can get below deck. There's tentacles outside. Oh no! Who could have seen this coming? The female Mikote has a bitch please look when she's looking at people being snarky at them. Like, try it, I've stepped over bigger things than you, it's amusing. Who?
We're in for a proper storm, it seems.
Someone has seasickness.
How's your stomach? Any better?
I don't know what you mean. I don't get seasick.
Really?
I'm just feeling a little nauseous is all.
Because we're on the sea. We call that seasickness.
Isn't that what seasickness is?
Erenville, you were born in Tyrol, yes? Do many Vieira live there?
The Shitona, as my people are called, have settlements mainly in the north, in Shaktural.
And your family?
I know nothing of my father, not even his name. As for my mother...
Convenient interruption, and was I right about Cthulhu?
Oh dear.
Oh boy.
Only elders have watch! This wind's too strong to take in your sound! I'm falling off the mast! We need help! Get him below decks first! Quickly! Before he's washed overboard!
Come, we should lend what aid we can.
Okay. Single file. Let's go.
I have not seen the ocean rage with such fury before or since.
Whoa, hold on. Is someone hanging?
The heaving
You guys see
waves
that, right?
tossed our ship about like a toy, sending sailors tumbling. The dauntless Alizé, quick to the rescue, was almost lost to the sea herself.
Yeah, let's not have Alizé get stuck in the ocean. There was a guy just like kind of floating. It was probably a bug, but still.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, it was like
our
over there
champion
somewhere.
rushed to deploy the vessel's
It's gone
magical
now, so yeah,
defenses
it had to have been some kind of
and
visual bug.
thereby shield us from the lightning. What an extraordinary life he must lead to be able to operate such a device with practiced ease.
Obviously, Aaron. Right, yeah, Bill.
Oklamat, too, threw herself into the rescue efforts, though one might have mistaken her for another soul in distress. By the time the unruly seas had calmed, our strength was all but spent, and we had yet to even glimpse the shores of Tural. In retrospect, of course, that battle against the storm would prove a fitting prelude to the coming contest for the throne.
Easily resolved by the Warrior of Light. Although I do like how they acknowledged like what we've been through, because he was like, even though Aaronville knows what we've been through, so it was interesting. He went, one only scarcely imagines. Excuse me. He's the only noticed that his Walker never saw Leviathan or on Bismarck. I mean, true, but he knows, like, the end of the world stuff we dealt with. I mean, come on. Okay, it was just a storm. It wasn't like a big monster fight or anything.
Morning. Joining us for some fresh air?
Indeed I am. Not gonna lie, I need a woman in my life that says morning to me like that. Just very like, morning. Like, it's such a small thing, but it's such a breath of fresh air. Like, it just breathes a little bit of life into you. You're like, I can face the day a little bit easier now. Small things like that.
Seems my belly has settled along with the weather, but I'll feel much better once we're on solid ground.
I bet.
Can't be much farther now, can it?
Seabirds. Land must be near. You need only hold out a while longer.
For a dark moment, I thought the ocean might swallow us. Glad to have my pessimism proven wrong.
In other good news, I examined the sailor who took a fall, and he's faring well. I'm sure he'll make a full recovery.
Good news indeed. If all's well, then we needn't delay in launching the landing boat. Ships have to lower anchors some way from shore. Too close, and they risk having their underbellies ripped open by the reefs that crowd Tuliola's coasts. Come.
Thanks for bringing us all this way.
Ha! We only did what we were paid to do. Couldn't hardly set you adrift halfway. If anything, it should be us thanking you for helping us through that beast of a storm.
Trying to figure out if this is a wholesome interaction or a blasé interaction. Not blasé. What's the word? Gruff.
As a matter of fact, everyone's starting to fancy your chances in the contest. At this rate, we won't be able to lay wagers no more.
Then I better not let you down. Easy, stomach. Easy.
Don't shake their confidence on you.
We're the last to board. If there's nothing left to say, then let's shove off, shall we?
Alright, here we go. Come on, show me that big, beautiful...
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities. I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
Enjoying yourself for a change?
Oh, we're just playing out the trailer.
There, look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
Okay. I was
come to the land you call the
that was
New World.
that was one thing I was wondering
To
is
my
the difference
home.
between her.
Tural.
Yeah, okay. I do like her. I like her with that on, but she does also look cute without it. Finally. This took too damn long to get to, I mean. The wait between this Endwalker and this felt for like forever. Want to pet her ears. That's how you know you're a cat owner. First instinct. Interesting music. She's like, I'm not sure what to describe this music. Lighthearted, you know, for sure. Feels like a Disney song, you know, kind of introducing a new location. So it fits for this, but oh, gobbo. Oh, by the way, big thing to note: the thumbnails for the streams. I'm using a temporary one right now, but I have an artist working on a rendition for this series.
gods. I've seen cities with an impressive mix of cultures, but this is something else.
Is that a... No. I've never seen Vanu feathers in that color before.
Pretty.
You'll find much here you never knew existed. There may be a sea route now, but visitors to Tulihyolal are still few and far between. And as we don't build seafaring ships, only a handful of Turali ever venture abroad.
Mamulja sellswords mostly. Those willing to play the fool sail with Lominsan merchants to secure employment in Eorzea.
I suppose that makes us a rare sight in your country.
Aye.
Rare and currently undocumented. Were there some forms we should fill out or...
Forms? Did you forget who you're traveling with?
Two individuals are walking up.
You are outsiders? Visitors to Tural?
No, we're locals. Can't you tell? Parrot Venu.
We are.
Our nation is soon to hold a right of succession to choose its next Dawn servant. We will not abide interference from foreign agents seeking to foment trouble. What brings you to Tulihyolal?
Well, just that, actually.
I can answer that. These fine people are allies in my succession bid. Third promise. If you vouch for them, then all is well. Of course.
Please, accept our apologies.
Alright, it's good to travel with royalty. Wait, that handles travel issues.
Bow and scrape. That our soldiers are so diligent in their duties fills me with pride.
We'll be continuing our patrol then.
Well, well. You really are a figure of authority here.
Yeah, I mean, they like straightened up. Like that.
Are you suggesting I don't look the part?
I'm gonna be blunt, no. You look like an awesome lass to get a beer with or an ale with. You're definitely an awesome person. But if I, like, especially having gotten to know you a little bit, no. No.
Anyway, first things first.
I'm digging the background music.
I bid you welcome to Tulihyolal.
Hyolal. Fuck it, I'm not trying to pronounce it how she says it. I'm gonna try and say it how everyone else has said it thus far. I feel like I should be in like a 1920s club right now, smoking a cigar. Hello? Well, despite the storm's effects on the contrary, here we are, safe and sound. Dido. You have arrived in Tuliolol. Scary thing is, I'm getting better at saying that. You can return to the city at any time. And yes, Jenny, I saw your comment earlier. You are fine to take credit for that a little bit. You can return to the city at any time by speaking with this swarthy sailor in Scholar's Harbor in Old Charlie. Got ya. That, and I'm assuming there's an etherite right over there. Look at that guy looking all fancy. I see you weren't satisfied with the hobo look. I was. Alright. Ooh, hello. Mountain chromite weapon coffer. Right then, first things first. Okay. Still a bit queasy, but no more boats for a while. I realize we've just arrived, but we should get you familiar with the city before the rite of succession begins. No arguments here. I'd very much like to explore. Then I'll guide you. Are you sure you're in any condition to do so?
Aha! You were wondering who those strange folk were. So the third promise has found herself some new followers then.
Followers.
Muklamat, are you unwell?
No, not at all. Couldn't be better. The third promise does not get seasick, sir. No, sir. As for my hand-picked entourage here, I've recruited them to help me win the right of succession. I was about to show them around the city, in fact. That sounds lovely. But a group of foreigners is going to attract attention, especially if they're in the company of the third promise. Everyone will be curious. We certainly were.
Your siblings have a tendency to, command a respectful distance. But you're just so easy to approach.
And I enjoy it so much when you do. Please don't ever worry that you're a bother to me.
You're very kind. Good day to you, third promise.
Okay, so they were just curious passerbys? They did have a point. Wuklamat is technically royalty here. Like it or not, a person of her station surrounded by this many outsiders is bound to draw a crowd. Wait, what do you mean technically? Ignores or keeps going. I suggest we move into two groups so as to attract less attention. Just technically ignoring me then. Shroud, you and Cryo can come with me. I'll take the twins then. We'll get in touch once we've had a good look around. That voyage was hard on all of us, so take it slow and recuperate. We have time enough for that. Enjoy your wanderings. Perhaps we should wait a bit, at least until Wuklamat's nausea subsides. No need for that. Look, I'm ready to go. I feel like I would just like, you know, I'd give her a piggyback ride and we'd be like, alright, just point me where we're going. If you vomit on me, I'll toss you off. I'm fine now, really. Can't stand around all day feeling sorry for myself. What with the contest looming and all. Now then, seeing as we're already here, I might as well tell you about the harbor. Aaronville already mentioned the reefs in our coastal waters, which explains why you don't see any big ships moored at the docks. Only vessels with shallow drafts can navigate the bay, mostly small fishing boats or barges ferrying cargo and down the rivers from inland settlements. Much of the incoming traffic is from Yok Toral, the southern landmass. The clans there produce various goods for export. Their wares are unloaded here and carted off to the merchant stalls in the neighboring markets. Speaking of which, Bayside Bevy should be our next stop. Wook, Lamont, and Kryl are now accompanying you. Keep them at your side. Yeah, I know. Alright, let's keep her moving. Oh, everyone's having a cinematic moment there. Ooh, hello. What is this? This is Bayside Bevy, Tuliolal's largest marketplace. Being right at the harbor, everything from fresh fish to imported wares go directly to the shelves. Anything you want, they most likely have. Oh, right. I should mention that here in Tuliolal, we buy things with Pel, a currency that Pelu created. But don't worry, more and more trade is coming in from Eorzea, so most shops are happy to accept your gil. There's also... What? Why? Again, someone was just like, BAM! On the keyboard. Good enough. Wakumeki. 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 I think I said that right. There's also Wakumeki, another market to the east of here. I can't wait for another time. I have other places I want to show you first. Next, we'll head back a bit from northwards up the stairs to Certain Plaza. I can't wait to see the look on your faces. Alright. The nation of tongue-tying. That's why it's called Tuliolal. It was someone was trying to say something with a lisp. They got tongue-tied, so they say, I got Tuliolal. Tuliolal? What a great name for this place. No, I got tongue-tied. You know what, screw it. Fine. We'll name everything with that theme in mind. Getting tongue-tied. Hello? What do you think of that, eh? Beautiful. Goodness me. You have Aetherites in Tuliolal? I think I told you before, but my brother, Kona, spent 3 years studying in Charlian. He fell in love with the nation and its ways, and brought back to us the knowledge of Aetherite construction. Papa warmed to the idea at once, had one built immediately. Did you do the attuning thing? If you're ready to continue, we'll head down again and then up the slope to the side. Right at the top is the gate which leads to Jacques Toral. Let's make a stop at Bright Plume, sorry. The most normal sounding name so far. Bright Plume. Post on the way, though that's the headquarters of the Landsguard. Alright, time to massage the crystal. God damn it. I love how much I miss being told to attune. Every expansion. Don't forget to attune, don't forget to attune, don't forget to... Fuck! Alright, where are we going? The music is just so good, I'm not gonna lie. Like, this is probably the best town idol music we've had. I fucking love it. I just feel like as we're traveling, behind us is just a band of It's just a band of a bunch of Eorzeans that came with us that are just playing the jazz because they found new instruments here. Our own little bard company behind us. There's over the small crystals too. Yes, I know. Patience is a virtue. We'll get to him after we do the runaround. We have a lot of narrow, winding streets that crawl up the sides of the mountain. As you can see, though, the builders made sure the city's main thoroughfares were wide enough to accommodate wagons. Fair enough. Unable to mount. Damn. Here we are, Bright Plume Post. The soldiers stationed here are responsible for defending Tuliolol and preserving the peace. The Lance Guard are led by our nation's strongest warrior, and so naturally Papa has commanded them since the beginning. At least until 3 years ago, when Zoral Jah took over as commander. The title is no empty honor. It means the first promise is considered equal to the Dawn Servant in martial strength. Meanwhile, I haven't even managed to... Well, I'll discuss my brothers and their accomplishments later. Alphino and Alize should be around to hear it too. Come on, it's time to... I showed you the Skygate. It's right at the northern end of the Talon March. Massive, isn't it? And on the other side is an equally massive bridge to match. Both were constructed by a race of giants, the York-Hoi. Strictly speaking, Toral is actually two separate continents, York-Toral and the southern lands of the mother, and Jacques-Toral, the northern lands of the father, which lie beyond the bridge. Legends say it used to be one great landmass, but long, long ago the two gods fought a titanic battle, and when one threw the other to the ground, the impact was so devastating as to split the continent in twain. That's one heck of a fight. A familiar sounding tale. I am put in mind of... Oh, that's Crow. A familiar sounding tale. I put in mind of the conflict between Hydaelyn and Zodiac. But getting back to Jacques Toral, those lands are also part of the Tuliolal nation, correct? That's right! Isn't my father incredible? He united the peoples of 2 continents into a single nation. The many clans of Toral had been at war for generations. It was only when Papa traveled the lands and put a stop to their myriad conflicts that we finally had peace. And that's the main reason I want to win the throne, so I can preserve the peace he built. But I see you're more interested in what's behind the gate than hearing about my aspirations.
I mean, I was listening, but you know.
There's a massive erect structure ahead of me. Am I not allowed to be impressed while listening?
I can do both.
Crossing the bridge to Jacques Toral requires a special travel pass. Unfortunately, they won't issue any new permits until the Rite of Succession is over. I promise to get you one when I'm a Dawn Servant. Or when I'm Dawn Servant. But until then, you'll just have to wait.
I'll hold you to that, then I'll make sure you win. Mark my words. I'll make sure you win. So that I can benefit.
You really mean that? Woe to anyone who stands between you and an adventure.
True enough. It's like I have one job in existence. To adventure and beyond. None will get in my way.
So that pretty much tells us what the next expansion is, or at the very least what the post expansion pack is supposed to be. It's something behind this gate, unless we do something in the middle of this expansion involving this. We must have covered half the city by now. Tuliolal is unlike any other place I've visited. I'm thoroughly enjoying myself. Alright, we got a new thing. So I got a new weapon. Is it better than what I got? No, it is not. What's it look like, though? I just want to see it. Okay. I like how it looks. It doesn't have any glowy effects, so it's kind of a straightforward weapon. But that looks good.
A very strong murder hobo.
Yes. The strongest murder hobo. We'll head west next, towards the Arch of the Dawn. The dirigible landing is on the way. You have dirigibles too? Tuliolal certainly doesn't want for methods of travel. We get by. Now, if you've seen enough of this area, let me know and we'll continue on. The Archstron is on the other side of the city, so speak up if you see something that interests you as we walk. Will Clement and Cryle now accompany you? I get the picture. I already got that, didn't I? Yeah, I got that. Being a healer, murder hobo. It's like, I'm gonna heal all of you so much. But we don't need healing. After I'm done with you, you will. That's the best part about being a healer. You give yourself work to do. I'm still struggling to conceive how one could construct an entire city on the side of a mountain. This was originally the site of the Yokhoi Temple. The giants built it when they were first making the bridge to Jacques Toral, to appease the god who slumbers in the great ocean trench. After the Yokoi withdrew, the temple stood empty for centuries. So when Papa was establishing his new nation, he saw a structure he could refurbish into a palace sitting practically in the center of Tyrol. While my family is doing the text thing. So many people have texted me today. Sages here with lasers. Those same lasers they use to kill things. It's like life and death side by side. Yeah, you use the blood lily. He gathered artisans to do the work, and the houses they built for themselves became the foundations of the city you see today. Speaking of houses, we'll be passing through the Resplendent Quarter, the biggest residential district in Tuliolal. I'm scaring myself at how I've consistently been saying it correctly. We climb these sets of stairs here all the way up. Right here. Blood for the blood lily. I gotta trim my mustache. Aww. That's so adorable. God, I want to be a dad. Alright, where are we going? Oh, hello. Oh, that's the palace. Figures. Papa's palace is called the Volok Shunza. I almost said Snooza. Shunza. The Volok Shunza. Which roughly translates to invincible resilience. You probably want to take a closer look, but we'll be coming back here later. Let's move on for now. Sorry. My family confuses me. Hey, do you want this for dinner? Yes. Okay, but there's also this. Why didn't you say that first? Why? There's a jumping puzzle to get to the top of it. I figured that'd be one of the lookout spots. I love my mother. I love her. I love her. She's a good woman. An angel in human flesh. I do not have any anger towards her. She does not frustrate me. She asked me if I want... So, okay, so... Just so you guys understand what's holding everything up. My mom's texting me being like, hey, want me to pick you up food? I'm like, yeah. She's like, would you like to get some from the sandwich place? I'm like, yeah. She's like, okay, we're also passing by these other places. I'm like, why didn't you say that? Why didn't you give me all my options first? And then I said, okay, how about you pick this stuff up? Can you do that? And she went, I will if you order it. I'm like... Okay. Please lay the terms bare to begin with. Why imply, oh, I'll order it and I'll pick it up for you, and then be like, okay, well, only if you order it. Okay. I love her. I do. I do. I truly love her. And now I'm waiting for her to answer the damn question of, like, which town she's in. I'm gonna get gray hairs. I swear. Wait. We didn't pass any other Ethernet shards on the way here, did we? Yeah, we did. There's one in Volokshunza. Eh, we'll be going back there again. So this is the Resplendent Quarter. What manner of people live here? Oh, we have residents from all of the Yogg-Toral clans. Mumurja, Jabral, Pelu Pelu, Moblin, Hanu Hanu. We also have... Tonawata, Hetsaro, and Shetona, who moved south from their ancestral lands of Yogg-Toral. I'm gonna have some kind of speech impediment after this expansion. In essence, it's a gathering of people from every corner of Toral. A true representation of Tuliyolal's diverse character. The adornments on each building contribute to the eclectic cultural aesthetic. It's all so beautiful. I'm glad you think so. Come, we continue down the stairs. Okay. Okay. I'll be right back, guys. Apparently I have to order my food real quick. Apologies. Alright. Sorry about that one, guys. Was not happy with that interruption. But we move on. Alright. The puzzle one? The palace one? Yeah, like I said, we're likely to go to the palace again anyway. So before I keep going, sound off. Jenny, Zedit, are you both here? Well, I know one of you's here. Actually, I'm gonna get dizzy doing that. Alright, let's keep going. Wrong way. Got a lot of walls around here. Whew. Impressive, though. Right. Wait, is that a drum? The big drum there is called the Dawn Herald. They play it for formal occasions, like when honoring the lands gods returned from a dangerous duty. I tried hitting it with my axe once and ripped the skin. Earned me a proper scolding, let me tell you. I think that was the time Papa held me upside down by the ankle. Like, you stupid cat. Shaking him Tom and Jerry style. Shaking her, sorry, Tom and Jerry style. Alpacas. As someone who lives on a farm and has dealt with these creatures in the past, I hate alpacas. With such a passion. The game, I think, by the looks of it, the game has made them cutesy. They are not that cute. I am sorry. They are not this cute. This is a lie. This is propaganda. This is propaganda in favor of freaking alpacas. They are filthy creatures. I hate alpacas. We had one named Harold. Harold, I almost said Gerald, but it's Harold. Harold was a boarder, meaning we boarded him for a friend of the family because they needed to travel and they had the one alpaca pet that they had that their daughter took care of and stuff. This thing was wretched. Like, we're not talking like he wasn't used to people. He knew we brought him food and stuff. He didn't like attack us when we walked in or anything, or the little bastard, right? He would let us come in, we would give him his food and his water, we'd get all that set up, we'd clean up after him. And then for no provocated reason whatsoever, he would just, on the randomest of occasions, spit at you. And it smells rancid, let me tell you. Like, and again, no provocation. You would just finish putting his water and his food down, you turn to exit, and he'd be like, what the fuck? And then he would go eat like he didn't just spit in your face. He was an asshole. I hated him so much. Because, shocker, my family was like, yeah, you take care of him. I'm like, but I'm not the one running the boarding business. And they're like, yeah, you take care of him though. You're 16, that's not your job. He's probably dead by now. I don't know how long alpacas live, but he was like 8 at the time, so. Screw alpacas. They're cute in this game, but real life, they're disgusting creatures. I'm sorry. I despise alpacas. Never again. Never again. If my mom ever volunteers to board again, I'm gonna tell her, hey, put a no alpacas rule. Unless you're doing it. Leave me out of it. I will take care of goats. I will take care of pigs. I will take care of donkeys even. Donkeys can be assholes too. But do not Do not make me take care of an alpaca again. And here are dirigibles. Not bad, eh? I hear other nations use airships to sail the skies, but you'll only find balloons in Tuliolol. We have them for the exact same reason as the Aetherites. Koana brought back the plans from Charlian, and Papa thought them fantastic and commissioned their construction. This was around 3 years ago. Since that time, we've added flights to other settlements. Trade with frontier communities has never been easier. But that's enough about dirigibles. The Archer of the Dawn awaits. Oh, hello. There's an Aetherite over here. A tune. This is it, the Archer of the Dawn. When the giants were still here, it was known as the Yogg-Toroll Landgate. But when Papa founded Tuliolol, everyone began using its present name, in honor of its great achievement. Through this gate is Kozamuka. Kozamaka. The wetlands south of the city. Depending on what the rite of the succession asks of us, we might end up going in that direction. Kozamaka. The name alone is intriguing. Intriguing? Okay. Speaking of which, what were those fluffy animals we passed earlier? Ah, those are alpacas. Fearsome four-legged fiends. Thank you! I would be a lot more derogatory, but yes! Fearsome? They seem quite placid to me. No! Cryo. Do not! Do not! You'll learn soon enough, Cryo. You'll learn soon enough. But forget the alpacas. I have something far more important to show you. Come along. Fucking alpacas, man. Spiteful bastards. They live on hate. And the tears and the tears of good men. Just trying to feed them. Severa Naja, welcome to stream. Hope they have a spit action button. Oh, yeah. I hope Harold is burning in alpaca hell. Oh, that's their mount. I'm not using that. I might unlock that mount for completionist sake, but I'm not using that mount. What the hell is this guy wearing? I mean, the gear looks interesting, but that looks... Chat, would you say, like, what this guy's wearing right here, this guy, looks weird? Because to me, that looks strange. I mean, we're both Dark Knights, so I can respect him, but I can't tell if this is a glam he's wearing, or he's just, like, upgrading his gear as he goes along. Coffee. Oh no, he's glammed it. Okay, so I feel a little bit better criticizing it then. Dude, that is not the fashion. We're both Dark Knights, my bro. But listen, I'm Mr. Murder Hobo at moment, right? That's my attire. Fair. What the heck are you wearing, dude? I'm not trying to glam shame, but I am not a fan of that. For Dark Knight. Maybe that would work on something else. It really looks off to me. That is a glam. Yeah. Alright, I'll stop being an asshole, but still, like... I mean, I'll stop being an asshole right now. I can't promise for later. If you wish to learn the history of Tuliolal, then look no further. These stone pillars, you mean? What is special about these pillars, if I may ask? At a glance, they may look like ordinary stone decorations, but if you take a really good look, you'll see there's something much more interesting. These ones? Okay. The following event cannot be scared too soon. Okay. Oh, we're doing this thing again. Oh, those ones. Okay, I'm an idiot. I was looking at the other ones. Okay, they have a little story elements to their tablets. Oh, that one seems missing. Pictures. Wait, no, these are glyphs. They seem to tell a series of stories, many of them featuring a two-headed Mamurja. Oh, then this must be... That's right. It follows the exploits of my father, Galul Jaja, and his journey to unite our lands. We call it the Tuliolal Saga. The deeds he performed and the bonds he forged, all immortalized in stone. There's no better way to learn how Tuliolal came to be. Study them as long as you like. This one recounts the lay of her past. As you can probably tell, the figure depicted here is of the Jabral, like me. For decades, the Jabral and the Mumurja were at war for control of the forest of Yaktel. The actions Papa took to the end of the conflict has since been hailed as the first steps in the founding of Tuliolal. There's a clan of Hrothgar in Bozja. Oh, that's Krah. There's a clan of Hrothgar in Bozja known as the Hillians. In their society, the women rule as queens, and the men serve as devoted subjects. Yet here in Tyrol, Gibral men and women appear to be of equal status. How dramatically culture can vary with location. And I know which one I'd prefer. Equality! Lay of the Brotherhood. This pillar tells the lay of the Brotherhood. It depicts the scene where Papa granted an audience to the foreign explorer, Ket something. I can never remember the name. Ketenram. Ah, that's the one. Ketenram's arrival in Tyrol is what prompted Papa to embark on his own journey. It's said the two grew to be close friends, brothers in spirit, if not in blood. But no one knows what became of the explorer in later years. Ketenram's disappearance is a mystery in Eorzea as well. The records say he traveled between our lands and yours for a while, and then it's assumed he was lost at sea. That's going to be a plot point. Turns out he's alive and frozen in time somehow. It's been mentioned too many times for it not to be a plot point. Here we have the Lay of Reeds. Hate this thing. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. The people of Alphino most mistook for Vanu Vanu. It's not for the colorful plumage. He spent a fair bit of time among the Vanu in the Sea of Clouds, so it's surprised he took an interest in your countrymen. I don't know how it is with your Vanu, but our Hanu are a bright and cheerful sort. They hold this one festival every year. Very famous and a lot of fun. Alright. Oh, let's see. This one is the Lay of Pots, which depicts the Moblins. Moblins or Moblins? We're gonna go Moblins. It depicts the Moblins of Ukazamuka. They might wear odd masks and sound weirdly muffled when they talk, but the gold and silverwork... Oh, so okay, so this is their version of the goblins. I suppose that makes sense. Moblin, goblin, hoblin, joblin, zoblin. Okay, I'll stop. But the gold and silverwork they sell is the best you'll find anywhere. Moblin goods are the standard when it comes to gift giving. Clearly the Vanu aren't the only people with distant Tyroli counterparts. If you're done with the first half, we can move on to the second. Do the second half of the pillars? Yes. I feel like I need to take notes from a history class. Lay of Gold. The Lay of Gold. This pillar shows... This pillar shows one of the Pelu Pelu, whose homeland is in Urkopacha. Urkopacha. Urkopacha? Okay. Urkopacha. Having created our currency, the Pelu are rightfully known as the Merchant Clan. They oversee Tuliyolal's markets, and their traveling peddlers are a common sight no matter where you go in Tyrol. Don't let their size fool you. They might be mistaken as children, but beneath those beaked masks, they are clever and calculating traders. Sounds like... sounds like Lalafels. Ah, the Lay of Proof. The big fellow is of the Yokhoi, and the largest of Tyrol's peoples. These giants went use their great size and strength to establish a dominion encompassing all of Yok Tyrol. Having brought the southern reaches to heel, they then turned northwards, excuse me, setting their sights on Jacques Tyrol. You'll recall that massive bridge they built beyond the Skygate. Sometime after launching their northern campaign, however, they just gave up. They abandoned the lands they'd conquered and withdrew into the mountains of Urkopacha. Urkopacha. I've never seen any of their kind so much as set foot in the city. This was a people with the power and resourcefulness to raise a temple on a mountaintop and build a bridge across the sea with stone. What would move them to renounce their ambitions and their place in the Tyrolli history?
Find out next time on Final Fantasy Ball Z.
I'm sure that's gonna be a plot point. That might be a post-expansion plot point, though. So I'm always curious, as we go through things, picking out what's gonna be like a thing for raids and stuff post-expansion content, and what's gonna be like current expansion focuses. Oh, this one is my favorite, the Lay of Ice. It depicts the battle with the legendary Tyrol Vidral, Valiarmanda. I should explain. A Tyrol Vidral is a creature.
I don't know. I went through my training as a Viper. Step 1 of it, anyway.
Has lived far beyond its usual lifespan and awakened to preternatural power. Tataru described the Far Eastern auspices in a similar fashion. Could this be the same phenomenon? Valiamanda. I said it right before. Valiamanda itself was dubbed the Sky Ruin, a name earned for the destruction and terror it visited upon Tyrol every time it stirred from its slumber. But 80 years ago, its ruinous reign was brought to an end. After a great struggle, Papa and his comrades managed to overcome the raging Vidral and sealed it away in the Urkopacha Mountains. Despite its reputation, however, Valiarmanda is also a symbol of power. That's why you'll see its likeness in Tuliolol's national emblem and adorning the banners of the palace. Oh, this one is unmarked. Papa says he left a blank pillar for the next chapter of Tuliolol's history, whatever that might be.
We're going to be putting your face on there, young lady, because you'll be the next leader of this great place.
Had your fill of history then? Yes, thank you. Maybe one more look. Yes, thank you. You know what I just thought would be like an awesome like heel turn if they wanted to like pull one to set up the next like major arc we go through. So I'm just throwing this out there. And this might be me going like crazy like out there ideas of writing, right? But if they wanted to set up like a brand new multi-expansion arc of storylines, or at the very least like one whole expansion, I think what would be cool is after we like go through this whole expansion backing Woklamat up, and then at the very end, either she loses to like the bad guy that they're setting up for this, like the one guy who can't win this tournament. Like he either wins the tournament, he or she, or Woklamat does, and it turns out she's actually got these nefarious plans, and she's been playing the lovable doof, or not lovable doof, but the lovable, charming third promise. But then she actually had this great ambition to conquer the world via Tyrol. Like that, like again, this is me like really going out there. It's not necessarily what I want. I'm totally fine if this expansion really is just a chill like beach arc episode. Like I'm totally down for that. But I'm just saying, like if we're gonna go like crazy ideas, right? This would be a fun one to do. Potentially, depends on how it's done. Like, execution is everything. But something like that. Like either Wooklamat does a heel turn and turns out to be a bad guy. Not like wholesale bad guy, but partial bad guy, or the big bad evil guy, the BBEG we will be dealing with this expansion, wins the tournament and becomes the new leader. And then does the same thing, like war on Eorzea, and then the new next expansion arc is us fighting that war. That could be interesting. I don't know. Feel free to tell me if I'm just like putting on a tinfoil hat and being like a little nutty. But I don't know. I feel like that's not like the worst like creative idea to like set up a new conflict going forward. You know, I feel awfully hungry all of a sudden. No surprise there, seeing I couldn't keep anything down for a while. But now I think I'm ready to eat again. So let's go and have ourselves a bite of a local delicacy. Come, I'll take you to the best restaurant in the city. I like the sound of that.
Let's do it.
Whee! Oh, I see a small ether right. Let's grab that one. Gimme. Fine. Fever, tell me if that's too loud, but I'm rolling with it. Get my groove on. Have you ever heard tacos? There are Tulul. I've been saying it so well. Oh no, Tuliolal classic. You bake a crunchy shell made from corn flour and fill it with meat and salad. I usually leave out salad. I just do beans and stuff. A lot of shops and stalls sell them, but I think how they're made here in Shibaliavte is best. And I need one right in front of me, right now. Let's head downstairs and place an order with old Brook Evu. You know what, Wookalamat's got like the most easily pronounced name so far.
Brookevo! My companions must sample your heavenly tacos. One for each of us, please.
Right away, promise. And I'll pack them tight with my choicest feelings. Only the best for you and your friends.
Yay.
Did you hear the Silver Scales are back? Seems their overseas foray ended in disaster. More than half their warband is missing, including their leader.
Aye. And now keen to rebuild their broken reputations, the survivors seek the Golden City. A fool's errand. How many hopefuls have disappeared in search of that fable? They should count their lucky stars they came home alive at all.
The legend of the Golden City is well known here, I take it.
It is, but as no one's ever seen it, many question if there is any truth to the tale. Like our skeptical Erinville.
I can't imagine the Dawn Servant would request a formal survey for a place that doesn't exist.
And typically you would ask for a formal survey once you've found a place.
Now to find a spot with a pleasant view to enjoy our crunchy spoils.
Sounds good to me.
Oh! Oh!
Asshole.
If it isn't the third promise.
Stop, asshole.
Oh! No.
She's not getting angry. That's not a good sign. I guess this is the BBEG.
I don't know these ones. New salt.
Dredge from foreign waters is my guess, brother.
Of course, that's it.
Wuklamat is so afraid of the coming contest that she went crying for special help.
Was there something you wanted, Bakul Jaja?
The third promise remembers us! Such an honor! Glory on your name, brother. And on yours, brother.
This is awkward.
I know my rivals for the throne. Nothing more.
Another child of the Dawn Servant?
No, this brute.
We have no ties to their farce of a family.
Bastard.
Unlike the sneeveling housecut, we are blessed siblings, the elevated chosen. We alone are fit to succeed Golul Jaja as Dawn Servant.
All peoples are equal in Tulihiola. Your heritage gives you no greater claim to the throne.
Ha! Shall we test that idea here and now? See if your strength is equal to ours.
Yeah, let's do it. Except, you know, we'll take her place in the fight on her behalf. After all, it's not always about individual strength, but the strength of knowing who to put in front of you for a fight.
None of this has any bearing on the right of succession, correct? Best not waste your energies on pointless scuffles.
I mean, I'd like Cryo. Can you let us have an excuse to kick his ass, please? Don't nod. I want to kick his ass. Or their ass.
The kitten comes to the house cat's defense.
Pathetic. Since when was our nation overrun by mewling weaklings?
Listen to me, you.
God damn it! Let me punch him.
A two-headed mamulja. I knew of them, but that's the first I've seen in the flesh.
Some get it into their twin heads that they're destined to follow in my father's footsteps. So they travel to distant lands to hone their battlecraft. Those are likely the ones you've heard about.
Are there other two-headed claimants?
No, just Bakul Jaja. Even in Tural, his kind are far from common. The Mamulja people largely belong to one of three clans. The Hubigo, the Bunewa,
Bunewa, Hubio, Hubeo,
and the Dopro.
Dopro.
Every once in a great while, a two-headed offspring is born from a union between the brown-scaled Hubiko and the blue-scaled Bunewa. The child grows to possess immense strength, both physical and magical.
Blessed siblings indeed.
Forget them. Let's go and buy more tacos. I can think of nothing better to rid me of this bad taste in my mouth.
I'd fit the bill, too.
Enjoying your tour of the city, I trust. We've seen our share of notable sights and took a moment to rest.
Good to hear.
As such, we're ready to present ourselves at the palace for the rite of succession. Shall we meet you there?
The palace it is. I'll let Wuklamart know. Destiny calls. Perhaps we can return for more tacos later?
So it goes.
I'm gonna buy her the whole taco stand. I'm gonna buy her the whole taco stand. Yep. And then get my money back for beating the shit of something Jaja. I'm sure after he does some major fuck shit, I'll memorize his name. Out of rage. I was looking forward to trying some authentic Tuliolal cuisine. I love how I can say Tuliolal now, but I can't. I'm starting to lose the ability to say cuisine. My brain can't keep all the capacity. We should hurry and join Alphino and the others at the palace. Alright, it's a bit of a climb to the top, but you can head up from the Resplendent Quarter, or even the eastern side of Talon March if you prefer. Now that you have the idea of how the city's laid out, I'll let you find your own way to the Volok Shunza. Ah, my poor empty belly. Alright, so I already got that Ethernet shard. I think the only one I'm missing is that one. The Wakume Kekmike Meki. Fuck. I cannot say that fucking name. Well, just for completionist sake. Well, I gotta get that one, and I gotta get the one at the palace. Jazz. Such a beautiful, beautiful music. Jazz is kind of perfect for like every tone except for like super energetic, right? It's great for calm. It's great for, you know, parties with like a moderate level of energy. It's great for just chill ambience. It's got it all. It's got it all. It's got it all. Jazz. Actually, what gear set is... Oh, Assassin's Code. Damn. I hope they got some great glam sets coming up for my class at the end of this expansion. There, I've tuned to everything, every aetheryte. Ooh, pretty palace. We have made it. Good. Then we're all here. I'm still hungry enough to eat a whole roasted colibri, but the contest won't wait for us forever. Actually, out of curiosity, how does that coat look? I mean... Nah. Looks good. As upon speaking with Aaronville, several cutscenes will play in sequence. Is recommended by yeah. I got time. I got time. Don't you worry about nothing. I have acquainted the twins with the city as best I could in a short time. Their unbridled enthusiasm made it rather difficult, invariably something which would catch their eye, spurring them to run down an alley to investigate. 'Twas like herding a pair of unruly curs. Well, now you know my pain, Aaronville. Now you know what it's like. I understand all too well. Shallian had the same effect on me. Right then. Now it's time we saw the inside of the palace. Papa will want to know I'm home and meet the allies I've chosen. Given how impulsive he is, though, there's no telling what we might be in for. Okay. That's either going to be ominous or hilarious. The chat has been silent for a while. I'm now worried. Oh, we hear clashing. Is that a Stymian? Holy shit, it is! Wait, isn't this the scene from the trailer? Is just everything we saw in the trailer gonna be like an actual part of the story we encounter?
When did he get here?
You fucking beat us here.
What's the point? Why is he here?
Oh, you know this man? Whenever my father spots a promising opponent, he invites them to Sunpurge to duel. Pressing duties or no, he can't resist a good fight.
So the one Estinian is crossing blades with.
It's Papa.
That will do, Spearman. I will receive my darling daughter.
Already a better father than Fortunal. Already a better father.
Know that you are the strongest I fought in many a moon, if not longer. It is the privilege of a life long lived to face such a formidable soul.
If it's formidable you want, then look no further than that man there.
Thanks for volunteering me. Granted, I'll fight him if he wants.
I see you, warrior.
Damn it, I thought my hobo garb disguised me.
We had no idea you meant to visit Taral.
I've seen what lies east. This time I chose west.
Makes sense.
And thus did our itinerant dragoon make his travel plans.
You witnessed our bout. If you thought he was fearsome, that was with one head dozing.
I'm not sure I understand.
The other head is asleep.
The old man has been feeling his years. The uncovered side is the head of resolve, and age has only deepened his love for combat. But the head of reason, wiser of the two, sleeps more and more these days. As I understand it, the veil helps with the restoration of his magical energies.
Huh.
Enough about me, Lamati. I want to hear of your adventures.
Lamachi.
A term of endearment. It's what my family calls me.
Mattia.
Oh. When last did we see you in the palace? Greetings, Solonash.
It's Erenville now, Dawn Servant.
He has a name he's hiding. Okay.
I took the name while abroad, and have since grown accustomed to it.
Erenville, then.
Hey, Havoc. How you doing? I'm glad someone's still in chat. I'm meeting the big guy.
And these others? I assume are Lamati's recruited allies. Ha! All tempered steel.
Oh, Pathfinder canceled,
Yet
huh?
as much as I'd enjoy
Sorry to hear.
testing their metal, the hour of the right is at hand. I will summon the other claimants at once.
Then I shall leave you to it.
You kind of fell asleep. Oh, well, take care of yourself, Jenny. Okay? Don't push yourself.
Good fortune, my friends.
Where is that? Alright. Now we're just missing Urianger and Thancred. Well, technically Graha as well, but Graha volunteered to stay behind, so. By the way, after this sequence, I'll voice an unpopular opinion I have. From Endwalker, I should say. Wait, who was the... Was there a Mikote at the end?
Claimants are assembled.
Vivian Stola? For shame. Well, unlike everybody else, she's not like... She exists... True, true. And I do feel bad for not including her, but unlike everybody else, she's not my freaking waifu. I still don't understand why the community is like, she's like waifu. Sure.
The first promise, Zorolja.
It's like the older brother, I'm assuming.
The second promise, Gona.
Gona.
The third promise, Uklamat. And lastly, the chosen of Mamuk, Bakun Jaja.
Pulls out my giant sword and just starts sharpening it with intent.
The outcome of which will decide who takes my place as Dawn Serpent. I am not the man I once was. My wiser half sleeps the days away. And it is time I yield my position. But mine is a torch that has never been passed. Tuliyola is young. And so I look to the always for inspiration. The rite of succession. The means by which the autarch of Mamuk was chosen. Only the two-headed were deemed fit for this contest. But the Tuliyola I built is a nation of many peoples. Our leader needn't have two heads, nor be a Mamulcha at all. So I gave the right of claimant, not only to the son I sired, but to my adopted children as well.
That's a good day.
Yet the opportunity to rule was still not equal. That is why a recent tournament offered a place in the contest as the winning prize.
Yeah, just one in this game? One what? Wait, Havoc, do you play FF14? I feel like you, in some ways, it would be up your alley. One waifu. Oh. Pretty much, yeah. Zero. Outside of her, I can't... You know, I had one early on, but she hasn't been a character that's come back at all. So, yeah, it pretty much just comes into zero. I'm hoping Zero comes back at some point. Otherwise, the same thing will happen to her. So far, like, well, and I had one... For a moment, like, when we first got introduced to Moonbrita, I was like, yeah, she's the one. But then it was very quickly established she and Nuran J were a thing, and that was too cute of a couple that I immediately dropped that, so. That wasn't for any substantial amount of time. You don't have Dawntrail yet, though? It's starting out good so far. Hope you don't mind spoilers. Let's see. And Britta was up there for me too. Yeah. Yeah, like I said though, as soon as I saw that she was in love with Leon J, I dropped that and I went, they got my full support.
Now you have us to compete against.
Sure, and we're gonna kick your fucking ass.
Though it seems the One-Head was already too afraid to face us in the tournament.
Our brother was in Shock Tural leading the Landsguard on a campaign to eradicate a Tural Vidral. Anyone with sense would know he was too busy for games.
Now for the part you've been waiting to hear. The nature of the contest itself. To triumph in the right of succession, and thereby claim our nation's throne, you must travel the lands of Yogg-Tural and find the City of Gold.
Shangri-La. El Dorado.
If I may, Father.
Speak, Kona.
The Golden City is an ancient Turali legend, but after so many failed attempts to find it, the story has become more fairy tale than fact. If you would charge us with such a quest, are we then to assume you have proof of the city's existence?
I offer us proof, my unbroken word, for I have seen it with my own 4 eyes.
The city's real. All those years.
This was before the founding of Tuliyollal. I traveled the lands of Tural with my companions, and we ended our journey at the gates to the Golden City. I mean to have you do the same, but in order to achieve victory proper, you need to break the seal I put in place. Bring them.
Bring what? Tablets that tell the story of Tuliyollal. I'm assuming they're going to be a guide on where to go.
The Tuliyollal saga.
You will retrace the path I walked to unite our peoples, step by step. Along the way, 7 chosen electors will be waiting to measure your worth. Earn their keystones by performing the feats they ask of you. Once you've fitted each of the 7 tablets with the keystone, you'll have the key to unlock the seal on the Golden City's gates.
So the contest is in stages, none of which can be skipped by rushing to the ultimate objective.
Convenient.
Exactly. Exciting, isn't it?
To an extent, yes.
Martial tournaments, hunting festivals, and now this? You do so love your contests, Papa.
Were I a few years younger, I would have joined in myself. giving you a proper challenge. You may think the ride is tedious or nonsensical, or both, but I am yielding our nation's throne. Let me have this final indulgence.
That's a fair argument. I mean,
A waste of time. Just name Bakunja as successor and be done with it.
fuck you. Yeah, look here.
Right of succession begins now.
Ignores his ass. It's like, anyway.
I'll be watching your progress with great interest. And Clemens, remember to collect your tablets before you leave.
Cryo moving the little legs. Arriba!
You are one of Lamachi's allies. Speak freely.
I am Cryo Baldessian, representative of the students of Baldessian. My name is perhaps familiar to you?
Ah.
It would seem you sent this letter to my orders some years ago. The ink has since faded and much of the writing is illegible. Even so, we managed to determine the essence of it. A request to investigate the Golden City, addressed to my grandfather, Galuf.
Oh, my Pikachu, yes.
Included with the correspondence was this earring. A fairy tale and a piece of jewelry were enough to convince my grandfather to sail halfway across the world. So there is surely some greater mystery at work here. On behalf of the students, I've come to seek clarification on the matter. Have you any knowledge you might share with me?
No, not at this time. I have tasked the claimants with finding the Golden City. To fulfill your request would afford one of them an unfair advantage in the right of succession. But once the contest is decided, I plan to entrust the entire truth to my successor. If you want to hear it, then you had best help Lamachi win.
Very well,
I like this
Dawn
guy.
Servant.
I like him a lot. Again, better dead instantly than Fortunal.
On my honor as a student of Baldessian, I will find your Golden City. Thank you for hearing my petition.
Alright, crack knuckles, kill everybody else who's competing. That way we can take all the time we need to. See, that's how you know you should never put me in power. That would be my first move. It's like, oh, I'm competing with these other people?
How about that?
What happens when they disappear?
She's grown into a remarkable young woman. You should be proud, Galuf.
It's not a high bar, true. And that guy disowned his kids to try and protect them. It's not a good sign where the more you think about it, the worse Fortunal it really is.
Too late to change your mind now, I suppose. But are you sure you wish to be part of this?
No, it's not.
Our third promise is not wont to take no for an answer. Though you may have agreed to help, I worry that you were swept up in her relentless enthusiasm.
Dude, I helped save the freaking world. I think I can help with a succession. With a plea for succession. I think.
Or perhaps you've been lured by the glory of the Golden City. Either way, this contest for the throne will place you and yours at the heart of political turmoil.
Indeed. Again, though, I literally defeated depression. I think I can help with a political dispute.
If you are second-guessing your decision, tell me now. This may be my last chance to help you withdraw.
No.
Life is a series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road. But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it. Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into
World
another.
saved existence. Yeah, that too. Like Aaronville's like, bro, this is a tough political situation. You wanna like bow out. This is a majorly difficult thing. Meanwhile, I'm just like, really, bruh? You were there when I sailed in a ship powered by primals into the ether to chase down a little bluebird girl who was trying to kill us all with depression. I think I got this. At least if this screws up, I still have a way to fix it. It's not a very nice way, but there's a way to fix it. I want to see where this journey leads. I made my decision, and I mean to see it through. Yeah, I'll do that one. It's like, yeah, just confident, like, made the choice, we're doing it. Nut up or shut up. And I'm nutting up.
So?
Yes, sir.
I will speak no more of it then.
Good. No mind to change. Point at enemy and receive dead enemy. It's just me in the corner seething with my giant sword as we're still not fighting anybody.
Guide, I think. Not after the Dawn Servant's revelation.
This is Succession Wars.
Here they come! It's Saralja! Such a fearsome mien. Make no mistake, there goes Tuliola's mightiest warrior.
First promise, our village needs aid. The cold weather stunts our crops, and the children of our village go hungry. Once you ascend the throne, I beg of you, grant my people new lands, please!
Serelja.
Take heart, tiller of the soil. The Resilion's son, blood heir to the Dawn Servant, has heard your pleas.
I mean, I'm not a fan he's not responding himself. He's having his second do it. I mean, granted, it's still nice of him to do that, but...
Soralja, the first promise and commander of the Landsguard.
I mean, he wasn't, to his credit, he wasn't, like, dismissing him or being like, get this peasant out of my way. It was more like he was trying to maintain, like, the status quo of the separation of their authorities. And he was doing it, as far as you can, respectfully. He was like, you're lower than me, please take my response to him. Has heard and will help are different things. Exactly, there's also that. I'm not saying he's bad. Like, we've yet to learn more about him, but... Oh. So, again, that was not a clear cut, like, he was a douche or not. It was more of a... It felt like he was trying to maintain, like, social separation while still answering the man's pleas. I'm just curious, like, if they're going to clarify further down the road that is how he is. He's just a very stoic guy, but he believes very strongly in a hierarchical respect of authority and position. Or if that's more of a, he doesn't think people are worthy of his focus outside of certain individuals. Time will tell.
Soralja, the Palaceer. As he was so careful to remind the crowd, Soralja is indeed the natural child of Gulul Jaja.
The Blood Child.
And Resilient Son. Is that another title, like the first promise?
After a fashion. Common knowledge has it that two-headed Mamulja cannot sire children.
Oh.
Yet Soralja was born all the same, with the head of Resolve's features and the head of Reason's scales. An extraordinary example of life's unyielding resilience.
And a warrior's reticence. He says little, but the way he moves... I know a hardened soldier when I see one.
He's a natural swordsman, a gift he inherited from his father. Some even say that the son has already surpassed the sire. Should he come to power, the first promise means to employ that martial prowess in the conquest of foreign lands. For this, he and his supporters have been labeled expansionists.
Oh, so actually he's the son we have to worry about then. If he wants military conquest.
This puts him in direct opposition to Wuklamat, who advocates for the preservation of peace.
Okay, I thought it was the big two-headed guy we had to worry about, but it looks like we have two of them we actually have to worry about.
You may recall that she spoke of a claimant who cannot be allowed to rule. That is Soralja, the warmonger.
Okay then. I misread that then. I'm glad we got that clear. So there's two we're opposing now.
Cryon, are you alright?
The echo. It gave me a glimpse into Zoralja's ambitions.
Wait, the Echo gave you one, but not us?
Deep and
That's rare.
unknowable, like an abyss. Yet at the same time, a roaring, unquenchable fire. It was a trifle terrifying, to be frank.
Alright, what are we going to learn about the second son here?
Second promise. You must bring us more marvelous conveniences. More dirigibles and trains and the like. We need you in charge to make trading easier. The elders, they complain and complain about abandoning tradition. But we're not like them, afraid of everything foreign and new.
You do not look like you should have the voice you have.
You have our wholehearted support. With your ingenuity and knowledge, you're sure to win the contest.
Forgive me, but the right of succession is barely begun. I will hear your petitions if and when I am named Dawn Servant. If you will excuse me.
So he's an inventor and technologist. Is that a word?
Plain spoken, as always. That's Arcona. Practical to a fault.
Nothing wrong with that.
Here we have Kona, the second promise, who spent time as a pupil at Charlian's own studio.
Ah, so that's the brother at the studio. I mean, I figured when we first saw him, but I wasn't sure.
Now that you mention it, I think I did see him in the halls once or twice. There was nothing to suggest he was Turali, much less from a royal family.
That was by design. He forwent his usual garb and took an Eorzean name to avoid attention.
So it was Kona who introduced the dirigibles. And the railway too, given what we just heard.
In furtherance of his goal, to enrich Tuliolal with every bright notion he learned of in Charlian. He is the hope of those who prize innovation. As aloof as he may seem, Kona and Wuklamat actually get along rather well. They bicker and banter as only close siblings do.
I'm glad that they're close. Makes sense though. Third and second would be closer than third and first.
How gracious of you all to cheer the lesser claimants.
Okay. Okay, I think I'm reading this. Okay, I think I'm I've reevaluated. Okay, so they got a chip on their soldier because they consider themselves the ones who should be chosen because of their birthright, based on the fact that they're a two-headed. I already forgot the name of the clan, but they're two-headed, like the big guy is. But I guess that because of that, though, they have a chip on their soldier that not only are they not just inherently getting it because of what they are, but they're considered the lesser claimants because they're not the child, or adopted or otherwise, of the current Dawn servant. Well, that makes me wonder, why are they cheering him on?
Oh, come now. What are you afraid of? I'm no different from your Dawn servant.
Except you're an asshole, you know. That's a pretty
That
big
my
difference.
kind should reign is Mamulja tradition, and has been so since before there was a Tuliola. I'll brush aside your feeble contenders, and then you'll see who deserves your deity.
I find it interesting, though, that they're not being explicit with
Well
what they
said,
want.
brother.
Yeah, well, I'll find it interesting because I like to look for like potential heel turns and like twists they might do with certain characters. It would be interesting. I don't think that's what they're gonna do because they're really laying on thick how like malicious these guys are. But it would be an interesting idea if Bakul Jaja actually was intending good things, but the reason they're coming off so like malicious or evil is because of the chip on the shoulder. Like they're irritated. They have to irritated and mad. They even have to compete for it. But they've yet to like state what their goals are. They might be about to do that just now. So keep in mind, I'm just throwing out a potential speculation before we get the answer. But so that being said, it would be an interesting heel turn if like everyone's like, oh, they must be up to no good. But at the very end, it turns out they had the exact same goal as Wook Lamont. They wanted to maintain peace and they wanted to maintain the legacy of the current Dawn servant. That would be interesting, but I get the vibe that just like it's more likely the first son has got more of a heel turn or redeemable backstory, where these guys are the more irredeemable bad guys. That's probably more likely the scenario. True, they stepped on Wook Lamont's tacos, which is pretty.
Mamulja finally found peace in Tuliolal. I pity those fanatics are intent on keeping that tradition alive.
The chosen of Mamuk, Bakul Jaja, winner of the recent martial tournament, and the only claimant not of the Dawn's promise. His strength is undeniable, but you see how he is. A few devoted Mamulja are his only supporters.
What would he do with the throne should he win it?
His policies and so forth. I doubt he's thought much beyond winning the contest itself.
Okay, so they're leaving that open-ended. So they are leaving that open-ended. So for me, that's a big flag. If I were the writer, I would have a heel turn for that. I would. I think that would be fun. I'm not saying like, listen, like there's something to be said about like pure bad guys, right? But for me, so I'm just taking my headphones off for a second. I don't actually intend to go for that long of my rant here. But for me, I think it'd be fun here, though, to be like, okay, there's this big boisterous bad guy. They seem very irritable, seem very unlikable. But then, like, later in the story, like, I'd have that redeemable moment where, let's say Wook Lamont is in a situation where she's, like, hanging off of a cliff and almost falls. And it seems like, and, like, the Warrior of Light's occupied and can't, like, jump to save her. She starts to fall, and then Jaja runs over and grabs her and saves her from falling. Might make fun of her, might be like, oh, so this is all the third promise has to offer, but still saves her, right? And then it's redeemed. It is shown by the end that this was a redeemable character, but they just had a huge flaw with their not jealousy. Well, I guess partial jealousy, and also a chip on their shoulder for not just simply being chosen. To be fair, maybe Aaronville doesn't know. He seems dismissive. True. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. I kind of like that, those kind of heel turns with certain characters. It's a fun thing to do. But that being said, it is perfectly serviceable and fine to have just a straightforward. Oh, my food's here. Well, I get it. Be right there. We're gonna finish this, and then I'm gonna wrap up for today, and then we'll pick back up. So let's keep going.
But one thing seems certain. If he does become Dawn Servant, he will see the Mamulja exalted as the ruling class, and all others forced into subservience.
Sounds like another that cannot be allowed to rule.
I was about to say, okay, that part, probably a bad thing. Correct. The one who is going to win is the murder hobo. Or is the friend of the murder hobo.
We wish for one thing and one thing only, Third Promise. To abide together in harmony with our neighbors whom we love in this land we share. It is our way, the Turoli way.
Galul Jaja built for us this peaceful nation, and we beg you to preserve it.
You have my word. I won't let your pleas go unanswered.
Until Tuliyollal was founded some 80 years ago, this continent was ravaged by war. The eldest among us remember that dark era, and they are Wuklamat's most ardent supporters.
Apologies. It's hard to get away. This is Namika, my childhood nursemaid. She's been like a mother to me my whole life. I told her it wasn't necessary, but she insisted on seeing us off.
I place our precious third promise into your care.
I'll do my best, lady.
Did you know Wuklamat was taking part in the rite of succession?
Uh-oh.
Of the Dawn's promise. I thought it was only Zoralja and Kona. If she has any accomplishments to her name, I've yet to hear them.
Compared to the two Mamulja, she pales in martial prowess. And then there's Kona, who's far and away the most educated of the bunch. I hate to say it, but it's hardly a competition.
Hey, bitch! Come over here.
It's fine. More than anyone, I understand how much better my brothers are than me.
Better? Wuklamat, I have never thought of you as the lesser sibling. Your brothers may excel in their respective ways, but you boast qualities that both lack. A strength that is yours alone. Having cared for you for so long, I should know.
Thank you, Namika.
Good mom.
Well, we ought to be on our way.
Yes, hurry along. I await word of your victory with bated breath.
Don't worry, I'll make it happen. Cracks Knuckles. You have the strength of our fan artists and internet meme fandom. You can't fail. True enough. Alright. So, I'm actually going to call it right here. We're going to pick this back up tomorrow. I think. And don't hold me to that, because my nephew's coming over, and I know I want to play more with sometime between now and Thursday, obviously because it's the 4th, but there's also some stuff happening that's going to be very emotional and rough for me and my family after the 4th on the 5th. And that's probably going to carry over into Saturday, potentially Sunday. I don't know. I think we're through the worst of it right now. But, playing some more FF14 and hanging out with the guys and having a movie night yesterday with the Discord server, or one of my Discord servers. My community has helped me bounce back a lot over the last couple of days. But we'll definitely get some more FF14 in throughout the week. It's just trying to get as much done as possible between now and the 4th of July. That's, you know, big celebrations, of course, and then the 5th of July, which is when I have to say my last goodbyes to somebody. Thank you all so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this first jump into FF14's Dawntrail. Make sure to leave a like, and sorry the stream got a huge cutoff at the beginning due to the storm outside. It was very irritating, but hopefully it's not too big of an issue. But, love you guys, and I will catch you guys soon, hopefully. But yeah, bye-bye.